So you're having the experience that your body is overrun with energy. And when you're in group environments, you're experiencing that your body is feeling everything that's in the room more than you're feeling yourself. If this is your experience, what I want to share with you today is that it's really totally possible for you to overcome this experience. My name is Victoria Bardovich, and I'm a director at the Yoni Elixir, and I'm also a somatic sexologist. And in this video, I want to share with you a client of mine who's having this experience that I just shared, that she can't feel herself when she's in a group. She can't experience her own eros and her own sexuality. All she experiences is the people around her. So what's actually happening when we start to have this experience is that we have different parts of the body. So we have a physical body that you can feel, you can know this is your physical body. You also have your energy body. And your energy body is slightly outside of your physical body. And then outside of that energy body, you have your aura. And that's almost like how you're perceived, how you're felt when you walk in a room. And you also have the dark body, which is something that you could really call the back body as well. The back body is almost like a place that you can rest into. This is a really different space to the front body. The front body is something that like how we express ourselves, how we're moving in the world. And the back body is almost like where our center of gravity is. And when you're speaking to somebody, you can really tell whether they're speaking from their back body. This place of being deeply centered, really knowing who they are in the world, and really executing what they're sharing with you from a deep part inside of themselves. Versus when somebody's talking from their front body and they're really bringing you all of the energy out of the front of their body. And that big difference is really going to help you work with how you are being perceived inside of the public space and how you're also receiving other people's energy. So a lot of what's happening when your energy is you're being too open, well, not you're being too open, but you're having the experience of feeling very open and absorbing everybody else's energy and not being able to feel connected to your own, is that your system is on hyper alert, and it's really tracking everything that's going on around you. And what often happens when there is like a weakness in their energy body is that the physical body will also take a hit. So if there has been like an accident, maybe a car accident, or an experience where boundaries have been violated of the physical body, that is also when the energy body takes a hit. And when the energy body takes a hit, it almost feels like it loses its robustness, its capacity to be in the world and move from that place. So what we're looking to do is just get a reference point for our physical body and our energy body to start with. We do the physical body just through self-massage. So you're really just going through the entire body. And I would recommend this practice on like a daily basis if you're really struggling with this. Really figuring out and landing where the physical body begins and ends. And you're not leaving any part of the physical body behind. So you're going through every single section of the body and touching parts of the body that you wouldn't normally touch. And what you're doing with this is activating the skin cells, really bringing life back into the skin. And when you bring life into every aspect of your skin, your physical body has a really clear parameter of where it starts and ends. And then something you would do from that is then start to be with the energy body. So when you're with your energy body, you start to tune into where you feel the sensations the most. So we have this central column, the central channel. And central channel is like made up of like the third eye, the throat, the heart, and the solar plexus in the gut, and then also the sex. And this central column inside of your body is where most sensation actually lives. You will find that when you're feeling any kind of emotion, you're not feeling it in your hands and your arms or your legs and your feet. You're feeling it in this central column. So you start to feel inside of the central column where you're feeling the most energy, the most sensation, and then you start to work with that sensation. So as an example, if I was feeling like a tightness in my throat, I would just start to move the energy either side to side, moving it out, maybe clicking just to move the energy out. And you can see just by blowing as well, I'm actually activating and moving energy out of my space. Same with the heart. So if I feel something in my heart or in my belly, sometimes this motion of like, oh, I'm stirring it up, I'm letting it out, I'm just moving it out of the body. So this is me working with my energy body. And my energy field actually is really impacted by the sensations that are in my body. So if I move the energy in this way, or if I just like, there's another one that I do goes like this, it goes, and it's just like I'm letting out a big, and this actually, with this sudden movement of the hands, the arms, and moving the body in this way, actually helps me clear through a lot of energy that's stuck or stagnant in the body. And this actually moves out of my energy body. So this is a good way of keeping the hygiene around the energy body. And then the next thing that you will do from that moment is to breathe into the body, find the clearness, and then from there you're just creating the sense of like, okay, my energy body is clear, I know my feeling, and then you can start to cultivate your eros. So people that have a very strong eros will have the experience of being able to move energy through a room, have people feel impacted by their energy, have this sense of like feeling where they are versus where other people are. And people that feel perhaps less relationship to their eros, their sexuality, will often feel very impacted by other people's sexuality, because sexuality is one of the strongest energy forms. And so it's very easy to pick up on other people's. And the way that if we feel cultivation of our own sexual energy inside of ourselves, what starts to happen is the capacity to be able to meet other people's energy bodies, not just their sexuality, but their entire energy body, and not feel like we're being completely thrown out by this. And so, some of the symptoms when we are being thrown out is like the shaking and the feeling a little overwhelmed, from some anxiety. And so, what we're looking to do is just find this grounded sense of our own eros, cultivate that energy before we go into a space. So that might look like just bringing some circular touch on the womb space, or down into the yoni, maybe using some yoni elixir just to place on the labia to just feel that activation and that pulse of your own sensuality and sexuality. And from there, you are you have this cultivated energy body and physicality, because the skin has been felt, the energy has been felt. So when you go and you know what is your energy and you know what is not your energy, and when you're feeling other people's energy, you're not letting it um, come all the way through you. And if you do let it come all the way through you, you're having it land not in this front body where there's a lot of energy and you're really trying to bring your life force into a space by interaction like this, but you're actually letting it come and land in the back body or the dark body, depending on the way that you talk about this. When it lands in the back body, it comes into that rested space. And when it comes into that rested space, you don't need to do anything with it. You don't need to respond to it. You don't need to change who you're being for that energy, even if it feels a little impactful. You're just allowing it to move through all the way to the back of the body. And you're just letting it digest. You don't have to do anything with it. You don't have to be anyone. You don't have to think about what you need to do or to be with this energy. You're just letting it pass through and continue through your system. And what you'll do if you find yourself feeling the overwhelm, the anxiety, or the shaking, is you're just going to breathe and take your energy all the way down into your base. So just breathing the energy and speaking from this place. I know who I am. And you might want to check out the other video that I created on how to say no and bring it from the different parts of you, so that you can energetically feel your no to other people's energies from different parts and centers in the body. So you've got the heart center, you can say no from there. You can say no through the solar plexus, you can say no through the guts. There's lots of places where you can actually really bolster this experience of your energy body and your physical body. And as you do that, you're going to create more space for yourself in the world, and you're going to be able to walk in and feel who you are in a room. And the more you cultivate and work with your sexual energy alone through your self pleasure, so again, not masturbating, not chasing orgasms and pleasure and arousal, but really working with the physicality of your body, getting to know your pleasure, getting to know your arousal, but not chasing it, just letting it be, the more you're going to have the experience of being able to feel and know what your eros feels like. And if you're having the experience of like, oh, I keep touching myself and I'm not feeling any sensation, I'm not feeling any pleasure, trust that that's exactly where you're supposed to be, and that you're building the blood flow into the area. And like I've said before in some of my other videos, Yoni Elixir is really good at allowing your libido to enhance, because it has ashwagandha in it, and it also has raspberry leaf, which actually relaxes the womb because it tones the uterus. So some of these herbs actually coming into your bloodstream through your Yoni Elixir and through this practice are doing more than what you can see on the outside. And this is the encouragement with this experience. It's like, can you allow for that to happen? Trust that your body knows what it's doing, and then just start to witness and watch as your body starts to shift and feel more grounded in this experience in the world. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Please let me know in the comments or send me an email at info@yonielixir.com. Please subscribe to hear more about this work.